Okay, great.
Yeah.
Hello world.
That's strange.
And
I just thought I'd do that for fun.
what are we doing? Are we having an interview?
No, I just because you wanted to see what my plan was. So the idea is this would just be there, and it would.
Oh, it's that one.
It's that one, yeah. But it's like this crazy wide angle
Hello
thing.
world.
There you go. And there's a bit of a delay.
Yeah. And
But that is live now.
what are we doing? Are we having an interview?
No, I just because you wanted
It's
like going back in time.
Yeah.
So the idea is this would just.
It's funny seeing yourself.
It is.
On,
Yeah, we better
on the
block
camera.
that out. Good question. Oh, there you go. You're gonna post it. I guess she's just gone downstairs. Hey, Willow.
Okay.
Cooper's looking for you.
I didn't know where you disappeared.
Cool. This is what I wanted to see. I'm gonna put on my better seeing glasses. Can you make that brighter too, please?
Yeah. So you have to excuse my perfectly working
Wow, look at that.
screen.
Did
right?
you make this up?
Yeah, from scratch.
That's
So
fantastic.
basically,
What is happening with the screen? That's weird.
I know. Yeah,
Has that
it's
like been burned
it's
in?
just it is. So you can see different screens and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So if I select
That's always
different
written there?
pages, if I go to different screens,
Oh.
it will just do that. So basically, I started with this. So I got all my inputs. What are my inputs, right? So I got all the parts.
This is figuring out cost of a lamp.
So I'm just working off raw costs. I'll tell you in a minute how I want to scale it.
Yeah.
So basically, some of the things, obviously you buy them in a piece of 100, right? So I'm just assuming we'll just buy 100 or something like that. So
But that's still the. Oh no, there's a cost for one. Gotcha.
yeah, that's right. So cost for one, because with different parts it might be 500. Or then when it comes to consumables, how do we bring that? So we're comparing apples with apples, and the equation is having apples and not just apples and pears
Yeah.
and things like, because it throws things out.
And I know for like the dimmer switches, Angel said there was a special she could get 3 for $9.
Yeah,
normally it's
exactly.
2 for 10.
But
And
I'm trying to, like, if that's the case, then we just put
do
some
another
beef,
line in there.
put some extra beef into it,
Yeah, okay, cool.
and then
yeah.
just make the assumption it's $10. It's not. It's cheaper than that, right?
Sure, yeah.
But then for my actual input,
Okay,
I will,
so just
I will
err
take
on the side of
I
caution.
will take what's for one.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah. So then I have my consumables. So obviously you need to go do timber run. So I'm just estimating, okay, for one timber run out of one trailer load, how many lamps am I going to get out of it? It probably wouldn't be 100. It'd be more like 500, right? But I figure let's just work off 100, right, roughly. And then basically divide that. So whatever my raw costs are when I buy something, let's say a chain will probably actually last for about 100 lamps, right? And then you need to do something with it, sharpen it, maybe even a second one. Chain oil, which is like a 20-litre drum, that will definitely not be more than 100. So can you see what I mean? A drill is probably going to last me longer than 100 lamps, but you'll have to sit down, you have to sharpen it and things like that. And in here with tooling, I haven't even got a bench drill. So I'll just leave that in there because I know 100 will get me there. So power, I don't know, I have no idea. I just put that in there for 100. That is like maybe 3 months worth of power.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So because that's not just for your tooling, but also for the furnace, for the kiln, all right? The lighting, soldering, that sort of jazz. Then the belt for the sander.
Yeah.
So one belt will probably last me about 100, 200 lamps.
Yeah,
roughly,
cool.
You know?
Yeah.
So you get my point.
This is brilliant. This is excellent, man. And to be honest, I wouldn't have thought of any of this. This is all doing your budget and your forecasting and your estimates.
100%. But
I would be focused on, which is awesome. This is absolutely brilliant. I would come from making sure your spreadsheets of your actual everything that you have spent so far. Is that recorded anywhere at the moment?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, that's different. I'll show you in a minute.
Cool. Yep, good.
This is just for pricing.
Yeah,
the land,
fantastic.
right, that's why I call it pricing formula.
Yes,
right?
and you'll be able to finesse this once you get the actual data of actual costs. Yeah, cool. But I'm with you. I'm with you. Yep, cool.
I can leave this as my inputs before I calculate, because the calculation just runs off the inputs.
Yeah,
right?
totally.
So I just don't want to fuck around with formulas later.
Yeah, cool.
So I can change that later. Oh, it's actually $40 or $45, which will then change everything.
Yeah, 100%.
So, and then it goes into the crystals. I know all those wholesale prices. So these are actual figures. And I'm not using that at the moment. All right, so I just did that when I started making this spreadsheet. So I then went into labor. I know pretty much exactly how much I need per time-wise for the lamp, and I'm assuming $40 an hour, which is
4
probably...
minutes timber collection for a lamp.
So you pick up one big stick,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So and you throw that in...
Yeah, but you got to drive out to the location first as well and drive back. I mean, the amount that we got last time...
You're chopping that up.
How many lamps do you reckon you would have made out of what you got from...
trailer load.
Yeah.
Oh, from yours?
Yeah, that last trip.
Probably about 20 to 30 lamps.
See, I would have thought it would be more than that. But so 20 or 30, and that's a not quite half-hour drive each way, plus half an hour there.
I'm thinking of a trailer
plus
with a
unloading.
cage. So don't use that trailer as a measurement.
Well, yeah, but how often are you going to be able to go somewhere and get an entire trailer full?
That's what you normally
That's what you normally
would
do. Otherwise, you don't go.
All right, sure, but yeah, that means you're cutting yourself short on
10
your
10 minutes a
pay.
lamp instead of 4 kind of thing is what you're saying.
So because think about it, the carving of the lamp. I know that doesn't take that much. I can carve a lamp, a small one, in a minute. Right?
I question if you're including all of the little extra time on either side.
Like what?
Well, in this case, the drive. Yeah. And I hear you saying that's a non-standard thing, but I'm sure you'll do many of those as well.
Like a trailer with a cage and everything. Like we get about 500 lamps out of that thing, if not more. I've seen these. Are they good? Because they're cheaper.
So, well, this one was $4.
Yep.
And the usual dimmer switches, we managed to find these ones for packs of 3 for like $8.50. So they're actually slightly cheaper, those ones, but most of the time you get 2 for $10. So these ones would be $1 cheaper.
What is this?
Well, let's play with it. Yeah.
Yeah, so you tap it and it's on, tap it and it's off, tap and hold, and it slowly either increases or decreases. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, let's play with it.
Yeah,
See what
and you
people
can
think.
get them in black.
Yeah, match the.
Yeah. This one, this was $3. So the white ones seem to be $3 and the black ones are $4.
Oh well.
At this point in time.
This is your controlling feature. That's why it's standing out.
But it was only coming in packs of 1. But I was like, oh, that's kind of funky.
Yeah.
As a
Yeah. Let's see what's more.
as an option.
Yeah. Let's not get stuck on that.
Anyway.
Cool.
I
understand you got some labour costs in there, and
it's just a number.
My concern
We can change
for both of you, knowing both of you, and a judgment I have on both of you, is that you will undersell your time.
I already put $40 in there.
Okay. Yeah.
An hour.
Yeah, but that's spending 4 minutes collecting your timber too, and 4 minutes. Anyway, cool. I'm with you.
I'll show you in a minute where this is all
that's,
going.
Yep. Cool.
All right. So obviously,
I get the idea, and you know better than me those numbers.
Times that. This is what it costs. This is what it cost me on just timber prep. Oh, sorry, for making a lamp, just in labor costs. Yeah. So I got all that in here, right?
Cool.
Which then goes across to my pricing. So I then got different price points. Yeah. So this is what I'm thinking. On the QC bench, the QA bench, whatever you want to call it, quality assurance, wherever you do this, you weigh the freaking thing, and all you really do is you input the weight, you input the crystal types, and then if we do anything special in here, like angel quartz, or whether it's a combination of crystals, or if it's an oil holder, or later down the track when we like make a crystal bed or something. So
and do you do an estimate of the percentage then at that point? Is that what
I'm getting there?
Okay.
So what I'm thinking is, because the raw cost just for, the raw cost without, that's just pure cost price, right? So $67. So that little lamp that Angel just here had, that's like, we gotta make sure we actually sell this, like at least for break even, but preferably a little bit more. So,
because for
the
example,
big lamps are the ones that bring the money in.
None of the time that you've spent planning everything so far, purchasing all of the equipment that you've spent, like none of that is factored in at all at the moment. Like that's
that's part of starting a business.
Yeah, it is. But also, like that's your cost for making a lamp. But there's a lot of stuff, a lot of work that went in to getting to the point of it being that cost in the first place. Which isn't costed in there yet. So you need
Like even just to get to this point, I've spent at least 8-9 hours.
Yeah.
And then I had previous versions. So do you know what I mean?
100%. And this is time well spent because you'll get to do it. But you'll come back and iterate on this, like that. Yeah. And that is an overhead of cost that needs to be paid for you guys as well. Yeah.
Absolutely. 100%. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
So then I thought, all right, we are categorizing them from micro to small to medium to large and extra large, right? So we're covering anything between 25 grams to about 5 kilos, right? So 5 kilo would be like a nice big tower or something like that.
Now, is that the weight of the lamp?
That's the weight of the crystal.
Oh, and so how do you separately measure the weight of the crystal and the lamp?
So once you've done
wood first?
Once you've done your timber prep and the LED and the electronics, everything's connected. Literally before you put the crystals in, you weigh it
once and you've got that.
Then it goes
weight.
Afterwards.
Little masking tape with Nico written on what the weight is.
Okay, we could then potentially enter that somewhere as
and
well.
Then the delta between the two is the weight of the crystal.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So then I thought, okay, so here, this is just for our little profit margin, right? So I figure the small ones, they are just cost price, right? So that's why I put 1 in there, which is like, factor of 1. The medium ones, we're going to start taking 30%. The large ones, we're taking 40%, and then the extra large, we're taking 60% extra, right? So then on top of that, that's just our price, so we're covering somewhat costs. Then the wholesale prices for when we actually wholesale it, on top of the upscale. I don't know, didn't find another name. So our wholesale price when we give it to Nexus or thingy-majiggy in Montville is an extra 10% for the small ones, and then another 45 on top of the 30, right? So that's like 45 together. So then 60 and 90. So and then I'm putting
you have a recommended retail price.
Yeah.
And
that will be then another 35% on top of the wholesale price.
Is that what the Elementals used to do?
Yeah, that's what they
35?
did.
Yeah, okay.
Again, I just put that in. That's what we used to do.
Yeah.
We can do whatever we want.
Cool.
We can put 50% in there.
Yeah.
Because I actually think for some of those bigger ones, that's where we should be asking for.
Yeah, and I mean, looking at that, you're saying wholesale, you're adding 10% on, and I'm telling you...
For the small ones.
Yeah, for the small ones. Yeah. But I'm telling you, that's what you're planning on mostly making, and also, I don't think you've included all of your time costs in that price already. You know what I mean? Like just talking about setting this stuff up, the time you spend purchasing, of that is not currently in the model, and you're only selling it for your cost price plus 10%. It's sort of, and I know you want to hit a price that
that lamp
works.
That lamp that Angel just had.
What
you can't sell for $100.
Right.
It won't sell.
Yeah.
I guarantee you.
Yeah.
$96.
What? I suppose maybe because of the crystal.
Yeah.
That could be it. Kyle was telling me he made some crystal lamps with it's a fluoride. That's why.
It's got
right,
stuff
and
underneath as well.
He's been making lamps with chemically tinted clear quartz pieces, and he reckons they sell like that.
Oh, people are gross.
Yeah, I know. You're like, it's could do something like that.
Like
So,
the-
no, mate, don't stop swearing at me.
They're called aura quartz or something stupid like that. Yeah, and it's just like
And it's plastic.
no, it's clear quartz that it's got some chemical thing and then heated or whatever, and it gives this rainbow sheen, but it looks fake.
Yeah,
it
yeah,
looks
yeah, yeah.
tacky to me.
So the celestite is quite. The celestite's got a big price tag on
This
it.
is why I want to record this too and show you making it, because no one would dream that there are multiple layers of crystals under there that does that. Like,
Sure.
that's what,
Yeah.
like that's part of your product is the quality of it.
Yeah. So it's like,
I know you are like there, whatever, but
Yeah, me too. I was like,
Yeah, I
there's
like it.
something stuck on here.
but you know what? People love that stuff, and I think we should.
and I just bought
And
that
you
out
love it.
for my own stuff. I do love it. I do.
So
I
let's
think
put it on.
it's
I don't know. It's just my personal
This
opinion.
was just out of interest to see what it would look
Yeah,
like.
absolutely.
But,
And you can go and just add new items into
Oh yeah,
this, right?
totally.
So,
yeah, because it looks for the totals and then brings the totals there. The total
Yeah,
looks
yeah,
for
yeah.
there,
So you could add a whole new section in, like
absolutely, and I have been
gaudy, crazy things
because
that Angel likes.
I only had about 10 sets of crystals.
Whatever you
and
call,
then-
call it whatever you want.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah. So and then also what I have been thinking is, because if you make a small one, there's 3 different types of crystals that we use in lamps, like small points, medium points, and large points. So the proportion of small points in a micro and small is a lot higher with the small ones than large ones, right? So the weight component of the small ones would be a lot more than the larger ones. So I was also going to scale that between the 4 different sections. So, which I have in this formula. So at the moment, I'm taking an average, but an average between the 3. For simplicity.
Oh, I've got you. Okay, so if you've got amethyst, citrine, and rose,
Yes.
and you're like, it's mostly
Yeah.
citrine, so I'm going to make that the large one.
Yes.
And then I'll make the largest small. Is that?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And let's say you're
What
making...
happens if you do 2 large?
Let's say...
Or you're supposed to do 1 large, 2.
What?
Show me how you use this.
Oh, okay. So at the moment, I'm just doing an average between the 3. When you build just a clear quartz. So when you then go to a mix, you can then, let's say you got a clear quartz with just some scattered amethyst in between. You can then, and this is what I want to program into, you can then say, well, it's only like maybe 20% amethyst in there.
So you have a primary crystal.
You have a
and
primary
then
crystal,
secondary.
but then you can price it more fairly, right? And we also know exactly this is how much it's going to cost us without falling behind.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we could say it's an average, but then we would be covering our costs, but it wouldn't be necessarily a fair price. So this is where I want to get to. Yeah. If that makes sense.
That does make perfect sense.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm mostly thinking about how do you want to input that as. How many potential different crystal types are there?
Well, there can be. I mean, between all of those, like
You
all
could
of
use
those.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I mean, you wouldn't be doing selenite with smoky quartz or something like that.
okay,
you
but
know,
but
just
you
for
could have
example.
10.
Yeah, you
or
could.
6.
In the mix, I reckon there could be maybe 5 or 6.
Yeah, okay. I'm just trying to think how the easiest way to input that, and I think it's probably like a
yeah.
percentage, right? You make sure it equals 100%.
I think so, and
Yeah.
that's a guesstimation for
Yeah.
whoever's doing quality
Yeah,
assurance.
yeah, yeah.
So what I got about 9.
Yeah.
They will be experienced enough to make a call
Yeah,
on that,
yeah.
and they'll have that necessary training
Yeah,
and things
yeah,
like
yeah,
that. So,
yeah.
um,
And it wouldn't make sense to make the person doing it do that, because it's a decision creative decision you're making, and you're like it's not like you would measure out, I'm using this much of this and this much of like.
No, that's a nightmare to pre-measure
is.
and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
try to make
Yeah.
it fit.
Yeah.
so it's like
Time consuming.
you're holding that piece of timber, like, and I go, oh my god, Angel, come on, like this is gonna be a smoky quartz, and Angel's like, fuck yeah. And then you can't put rose quartz in there because that's that artistry that's in it. It's what the timber presents. That's what's going to put in there. And this is what I never liked when you have wholesale orders coming in and then the wholesalers get to pick and choose what they want, and then they don't take that, and then you have that sitting around. It's like, we are making this, and we are making it because it's our expert opinion that deserves a smoky quartz.
Yeah.
And this is what you're getting. Take it or leave it. Do you know what I mean? So
Totally with you.
It may sound a bit arrogant, but I think it allows us to make beautiful things and not being dictated by someone that doesn't necessarily understand what we do.
Yeah, at
to
least
have a say in
to
that.
begin with.
Yeah.
At least.
If
not, like, that's just that was my idea. Is like, I don't want to be receiving phone calls trying to find a piece of timber that looks a particular thing with a particular weight of a particular.
Yeah.
And and we had instances where people would then be like, I changed my mind on a cool light, not a warm light. And we finished the land. It's like, they're willing to pay to have the thing like fully pulled out and redone. But it's like, I don't want to.
You have to destroy the whole land.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop the recording.
And humans don't know that. Customers don't know.
Yeah.